This effort involves a dedicated team in different backgrounds, such as data managers, developers, system administration, and geographic and information systems specialists in order to provide the right tools for managing, storing, disseminating scientific polar data. Our team is also responsible for the management of the Marine Technology Unit data center, who manages special data acquired during oceanographic cruises on board of Spanish Research Council vessels. The CNDP Access Portal is the entry point to a broad range of data resources. This portal was designed to simplify access to polar data for researchers, technicians, and other stakeholders. It allows users to search and retrieve datasets, explore metadata records, and navigate through related documentation and links. The aim is to make both the discovery and contribution of data as straightforward as possible, while ensuring that all information remains structured and well preserved. The CNDP infrastructure is built on the FAIR principles that, as you all know, it stands for the F for findability, so the data is useless if it cannot be found. The A for accessibility, so it must be retrievable by a standardized protocol. The I for interoperability, then try to use common standards and vocabularies. And the R for reusability, so that requires a clear license and detailed description. In order to achieve a findability policy, we use the CNDP Metadata Catalogue, which has been developed based on the latest version of the GeoNetwork framework, the 4.2, and allow researchers to create, edit, and maintain metadata records related with their datasets and projects. At this moment, we have 543 metadata records in our catalog, where metadata can be searched and filtered by any topics like biota, geoscience, chemical oceanography, also by location, year, access, if they are open or restricted, organizations or platforms. This catalog strongly matches with international directories like the Antarctic Metadata Directory, the IMD, where we currently have 364 metadata records, being 260 since 2022. Though this process is not currently automated, it is carefully managed by our technicians who are responsible for transferring and validating these records. This synchronization is more than a formal requirement because it significantly boosts the visibility of Spanish datasets, encouraging collaboration and reducing duplication of research efforts. Moreover, each entry is described with rich metadata to ensure it's findable so we can reuse it in the future. And all the metadata entries include identifier of the data that they describe to help locate that data in the future. Also, to support the correct citation of data and to ensure that researchers receive the proper credit for their work, the CNDP assigns digital object identifiers, known as DOIs, to datasets published in its catalog. DOIs provides a persistent and unique link to a dataset, even if the storage location changes over time. And every DOI is generated using the datasite portal. We have currently assigned 176 DOIs. Talking about accessibility, all the metadata retrievable by the identifier using a standardized communication protocol, concurrently a secure HTTPS connection to the data. And all the metadata is accessible even when the data is no longer available. We can achieve these 2 points using GeoNetwork for the metadata, as we just saw, and our own Nextcloud server for download and upload all the data. Following the interoperability principles, the catalog is aligned with international recognized metadata schemas, including ISO 19139, and makes use of the Global Change Master Directory, the GCMD, from the NASA. This is a controlled vocabulary that helps ensure that data can be used beyond national context. And each entry also includes qualified references to other metadata. To ensure reusability, metadata entries are richly described with a plurality of accurate and relevant attributes, including detailed information such as authorship, temporal and geographical coverage, methodological details, and usage conditions. We actively promote that data can be published with a clear license. That is why we are using license CC BY 4.0, which allows for reuse with proper attribution. In our current workflow, researchers deposit the data in the repository to ensure its preservation and to make it available once the 4-year embargo period has ended. Additionally, the catalog includes a wide range of open data available from the moment of acquisition, such as time series or underway data collected by research vessels using different sensors. So far, we have 331 open datasets, while 194 remain restricted. With all the open data available, various real-time visualization tools were developed in our team in the CNDP. The first one is in the Spanish Antarctic Station, where there is a 24/7 system transferring data powered by renewable energy, like wind or solar panels. To help understand this stream of operational data, a dedicated visualization tool that transports these numerical values into accessible charts and dashboards has been developed using Grafana. With these panels, users can explore patterns over time, compare sources of energy, and identify fluctuations in usage. These visualizations provide valuable context for technicians that can support both immediate decision-making and long-term analysis. We have further details on this in our poster Polar Time series. Additionally, a Grafana dashboard about the meteorological station and real-time camera access has created in order to visualize general and useful data from this station and its current conditions through the camera footage. Also, during a recent expedition organized by the CSIC and the UNISPA, focused on detecting cases of high pathogenicity avian influenza in Antarctic bird populations, the CNDP set up a specific fieldwork project within its system to help manage and track the data collected. In parallel, we developed a near real-time mapping tool to visualize detected cases in the sampling areas, as well as the vessel track, as we can see here in the image. To conclude, I would like to explain some of the challenges we are currently working on. The first one is to expand the real-time data viewer from meteorological data to other types of data and research projects. Also, increase the number of metadata entries on our catalog and in the IMD by incorporating data prior to 2022. To implement schema.org to change the discoverability of our data and ensure future compatibility with the Polar Data Search folder. And to develop an Antarctic map viewer with the Spanish stations, vessels, and sensors in a real time as a managing tool for our technicians and researchers. And I want to finish my talk just by being grateful to our host and to organizing committee members, as well as for all of you for being here. Thank you so much, and if there is any questions, I will gladly answer them.
Thanks for that, Mark. You actually came in 5 minutes under time, so well done. You've got lots of time for questions. Do we have any questions in the room? There's none in the room so far, but I'll ask one. Are you working towards Core Trust Seal certification, or do you already have Core Trust Seal certification as well for your repository?
Yeah, we are working to achieve that, yeah, the Core Trust.
Great. Yeah, because I've often found that's a pretty useful guide as well as for looking at how your data center is going. Anybody else? No. All right. Well, I think you're off the hook then, Mark. Thanks for that. That was very interesting.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully you've passed muster with your boss on the line as well. So she hasn't chipped in with anything, so I must be okay.